Welcome back in, everyone. Farmer Cop here for episode 2 of my series on Uncharted Valley. This is a map by JD Fan and X-Man. Their channels are linked down below in the description. Make sure you guys go check them out. You can download the map from any one of JD Fan's videos if you go to any of his videos about Uncharted Valley, and then go to the description. There's a link down there. But yes, we are here. We've bought an abandoned brewery, or brewery or whatever it is. I guess it's technically a distillery. We're trying to make some whiskey. We paid last episode to get our whiskey distillery, which is right over there, that building in the far distance, up and running. We paid some money to get that going, so that should be ready by May for us to start brewing some whiskey. We've been clearing out some stuff. We got a space cleared over here. Well, not right here, but on the other side of that, like, decorative tractor there, for us to put some fields together. But yes, we're trying to get some junk. Well, obviously we've cleared a lot of the junk off. We need to be able to do some farming, and we need land for that and stuff like that, but we can't afford this. Our land, or our property line somewhere here, this field is like $700,000 to buy. Eventually that'd be great. But last episode, if you don't remember, we were getting ready to hop into this barn to see if there's anything in here that can help us with some farming endeavors, which it looks like there is. Well, first off, right off the bat, what do we got over here? Oh, it's seeds. We got some seeds right there. That's good. Get those you know what? We have seeds over here, or over, there. Let's just put these out here so I don't forget them. Yeah, so we have, well, for one, we have a Fendt tractor here with a sprayer attachment all set up. Oh, we got a nice case farm all here. That's great. We'll go in there in a second. There might be something in there. It's got a plow on the back. That's excellent. That means we can start getting going with our field. And the biggest deal that we need is over here. We have a harvester, which is fantastic, and a corn header for that. So that is great. Always, we just have a lot of other junk around here. And actually, one thing I think I didn't even notice this last episode. I forgot that I put this here. We have a grain header out here as well for that harvester. I just wouldn't fit in the shed here. But yeah, so there's a lot of junk to get out of the way in here as well. We can throw a lot of this out. This might be worth something. Might be able to sell that. I'm not sure what this is. Might be able to sell this to like a museum or something. So we'll see. I don't know if there's anything in these crates that's worthwhile, so I might, contact some people, get some of that stuff sold, and obviously this is just a pile of trash that's in here. Nice little woodworking table here, so yeah, let's see if we can't get some of the stuff fired up, see if it starts up. Let's get in here. Starts right up. Not bad, not bad. Actually, this is in pretty good shape, which is kind of a mistake. It should have been in worse shape, but anyhow, yeah, so we have a sprayer. That's good to know. Well, I can actually drive you guys over here. Actually, I'm surprised we never tried that tractor out as well. We need to get that one started. Yeah, we cleared this shed out last time, so that's good. And this is where we're going to put our field right here. And then this is our distillery over here that's going to be up and running hopefully soon. So that'll be good for us in May to get that rock and roll. But you can see we still have a long ways to go. All of these containers are going to be picked up soon. The guy that owns the recycling center, his name is Sam, by the way. I find out his name finally. Got to try to remember that. But Sam is going to come pick all this stuff up. He normally, for the skips or the little bins he brings out, which there's one right over here actually. Normally what he does for those is he charges us $5,000 after we put a bunch of junk in, which we've already filled one and he hauled it away. But in exchange for at least the first one, he's going to take all those bins because he says he can rent them out and make some money doing that. So yeah, anyhow, which I don't care to rent bins out. We're not here for that. Yeah, we also need to have someone come take a look at this silo because we need to probably store the grain and everything like that. But anyhow, this guy started. We'll let that guy run for a little bit. That'll be good. Let's see if we can get this guy fired up. Almost, come on. All right, there we go. Probably should lift that plow up. This one definitely needs a little bit of work and repair job done to it, but at least we have a plow and a nice tractor to go with that, so that's good. I might be able to do some of the repairs myself. I know there's a nice little shed over here with a bunch of tools, so I might be able to work on that, but for now, let's just park this guy right here. We'll drop that back down. I'll let you run for a bit because that bad boy has not run in years, and we probably should get a power washer. Honestly, we might need to purchase one of those. Get some of these guys cleaned up a little bit. That might help out. And last but not least in here, well, actually, we haven't... Ooh, what's that? Actually, we haven't gone over here. We got a four-wheeler. That's interesting. A little buggy or go-kart or something. I don't know what that is. Oh, and a fertilizer spreader. I think this also does lime as well, so fantastic. That's really helpful for what we got going on. Yeah, this one, I'm not sure this one will start. That repair meter's in rough ordeals there. Not quite. All right, well, this one might need some work before we actually can get her started and get her rocking and rolling. But at least we have a harvester that appears to be in good enough a shape, at least that it's worth fixing. So we can use that for our corn harvest, which that's honestly the perfect size because we're not going to have that big of a field anyway. So, yeah, let's go ahead and get... let's see if we can't get to... Actually, I should probably turn the fence off. The fence has been running for a while. And I honestly... We should just put it back in here. We should just put it back in here. It doesn't make sense. Now, I don't know if we have a cedar or something. We probably should find that. But let's go ahead and... Let's back this in here so it's just out of the weather, at least for now. All right, there we go. We have that set up in there. Okay, and at least the good news is we won't have to worry about weeds because we're doing corn. So let's get this guy up and running. And we should be able to just kind of plow over a lot of this stuff, honestly. I like that this is where we're going to put our field. I don't want it to be necessarily right up against the... right up against that production facility. Let's get this lowered down. And let's start making our first field. So we can actually get some corn growing. We already have some corn, to be fair. I think we have a couple thousand liters in the form of pallets at least. Let's lift that up. Which is in one of those like little storage units. I want to get rid of these bushes if I can. Yeah, there we go. All right. Let's get right. Oop, that's a little too close, but that's okay. That's okay. Oop, struggling a little bit to pull it. Okay, there we go. And we'll lift you right about there. I don't want to plow into the bricks there or anything like that. Oops, I just hit the side of that building. That's, I'm sure, good for it. All right. Plow just right along here. We still want to leave a path. I don't want to go too crazy here either. We can get kind of the outline put in. That'll help us out quite a bit. Okay. Right along here. And I actually will go out a little bit here into this area. I think we can afford to lose some of this area. At least a little bit of it. And I do want to curve this back over that way. It does look a little weird kind of having that abruptness into the, the gravel area, but I know they used to probably have this as like a gravel road when this distillery was up in its former glory, but that is not the case anymore. All right, let's see if we can't curve our way over here just right. It's hard with the old mold board plow like we got working with here. Get that push. There we go. All right. That's looking pretty good. So that'll be our first field. Once I get this actually put in, obviously. I probably want to go this way, actually, because that'll be easier for plowing purposes. There we go. Then once we have a field put in, we'll need to I'm going to have to pay someone to come out here and do soil sampling. We are playing with precision farming on, so yeah. How we do with that and our environmental score will affect the price we get for our whiskey, which the way I'm going to look at that is if we use better ingredients, which means we've taken better care of the soil and our crops and things like that, then we would get, in real life, also higher prices for whiskey and things like that. This is not going well. It's very difficult with a small plow, especially with these ground deformations on here, making it very difficult. I kind of need to just get into that rut there and just kind of go for it, and that's probably the best way to make sure we're actually getting the whole thing. Come on, you can do it. There we go. There's an old tractor, but she's doing good. We'll do one more pass this way, and then that should be good. Then we should be able to just kind of go up and down. There we go. Okay. Ooh, come on. A little bit of juice there. There we go. I'm I'm assuming this... Oh, how do I... I'm trying to figure out how I would rotate this. I guess we could cheat real quick and look at that. No, there's no way to rotate. Nope, let's get back to the plow. Yeah, no, there's no way to rotate this one. This one is fixed in this direction, so we are stuck with it the way it is, but that's okay. We don't have nice stuff yet because, well, we haven't made any money yet. We've just been losing money, just been slowly going. We actually haven't gone through too much cash yet. We've been doing pretty good. We are going to lose some money when we start fixing up some of these tractors and stuff like that. And I will talk to someone about... Oops, I didn't mean to hop out of the tractor there. I will talk to someone about... I'll go down to... There's a vehicle shop and equipment shop here in town. I will go down to that and talk about getting a pressure washer out here. I probably can just load it in the back of the pickup, so I won't have to actually like pay for delivery, which that'll be nice. But yeah, I'll get a pressure washer. We'll put it probably right over there. I think this is a... I think that's a vehicle shop, to be honest. And then hopefully if we have a vehicle shop right there, we'll only have to pay for parts, which will be really nice. I mean, it'll still be expensive, but we won't actually have to do a whole lot past that. Did that lift that up? There it goes. All right, let's go check out here. Yeah, but this should be... Pretty sure this is the shop. Oh, yeah. We got all sorts of tools in here that'll work for us. Perfect. So, yeah, we can pull up equipment here and get equipment worked on or work on equipment under here if we want to. That'll be perfect. So, yeah. Yeah, we do have a... This is an old fuel tank, actually. You probably get some fuel for that. This barrel we didn't get rid of either because this one actually has fuel in it. So, which I don't know why I'm able to lift that by hand. I don't have super strength on. I can prove it to you. See, can't lift this tractor. But, yeah. Anyhow, I'm going to finish making our field. It'll take me it'll take me a hot minute, that's for sure. It won't take me forever, but it will take a while. So I'll get this done, and then we do have another barn over there we haven't been in yet. I'd like to go in there and see if we can't find any other farming equipment or anything like that, because we don't have a seeder. We found a cultivator. We found several tractors, but we haven't... Oh, another thing I thought about too is I bet you that tanker, I bet you we can clear that out and use that for water. So we got to be able to haul water for the whiskey, and there is, right at the top of our property, there is a little, just right out by the entrance there, there is a little, whatchamacallit, a little pump house out there, so that's nice that we have that. But yeah, I'll get this done, and I will bring you guys back in here in a bit. As you can see, the field is done, and we need to plant corn when? Next month. Okay, that's what I thought. I also got us a power washer. So we have that set up right here. And I also ordered some parts so we can fix up both our plow and our tractor here. Took a look at it and was able to do that. So we'll get to that here in a sec. Oops. There we go. Get this sprayed off as best as possible. Not too bad of a price on it. I think it was like $1,500 just over that to get a nice new cartridge here, or new, what is it? Is it a cartridge? It's not a cartridge. What brand is it? Still? It looks, yeah, still. All right, perfect. The tractor's obviously a little beat up. Probably needs a new paint job, but I'm not really worried about the paint on it as long as it works good and all that good stuff. So I'm not gonna really bother with repainting it. All right, but yeah, I got all the tools and everything in here to get things fixed up. So yeah, got the parts for it. It was a little expensive, but we're able to get all the parts for all those for those prices right there. And now that they're repaired, good to go. That's awesome. We also need to go online. There's no one out here that does soil sampling. So we just have to order or borrow a soil sampler, which is kind of unfortunate. This one right here obviously does the trick. I don't know if there's actually a modded one out there that's better or anything like that. I just don't know. I don't think there is. What does that go to? I'm just super curious about that. Oh, to that. Okay, cool. Anyhow, yeah, so we need one of these guys right here. It's expensive. We're going to use it more. We have the cash right now. So I'm thinking that we could also finance it. 6 months at $28.90 a month. Not too bad. 2 years is probably too much and 10% interest. Yeah, let's just buy it outright because we have the money. Yeah, so we'll buy that. Oh, I must have the store delivery set somewhere. I'll have to figure that out. Figure out where I sent that. But anyhow, but Looks like they're going to deliver, since we paid for it, looks like they're going to deliver it to us, so that's good. But yeah, I'll get this soil sampled. I'm assuming we're going to have to put probably a little bit of lime down. We did find that lime spreader over in the other shed over there. But let's open up. We have other sheds and things to take a look at. Let's see if we can't get this open. Okay. There's a forklift in here. I can't remember if we went in here last episode or not. So we've got some barrels. It's very loud in here. That's for sure. I don't know why. It shouldn't be running. And some pallets. Okay, so we got some pallets and things like that. That's good to know. I guess we need to use those. I think it requires pallets. So I think it's going to require pallets. But let's go into this barn here and see what we can find. If I can find the door. There we go. Okay, well, first off, that's some lime. There's a bunch of lime around here. That's helpful. Some herbicide. Okay, fine. That's good. Some different building materials. Wheelbarrow. Oops, didn't mean to get in that. Can I get in the wheelbarrow? Is this like one of those ones that you can drive around, or is this a decorative one? Yep, I think it's a decorative one. Okay, but yeah, we have a nice tractor here. And a planter. Excellent. We'll need that for our corn. That'll allow us to plant some corn. We got some old tires in here. Excellent. Some old playground equipment. All stuff that's just, it's existing. Some of this stuff we might be able to move out maybe and clean it up and use it if we wanted to, like, maybe have people over to try our stuff and try our different brews and things. Have some stuff for the kids to play where the parents have a little bit of an adult beverage. But yeah, like an old wooden cart in here as well. Old wooden, like, water trailer or something. Interesting. And then another tractor right here. So that's all fine and dandy. Okay. Yeah. So I'm going to get that soil sampler. I'm going to go find out where it was delivered to. Get it delivered over here. And get this soil sampled. And then I'll probably throw it down some lime on there as well. We got some lime over in that facility there. And I'll probably bring you guys back in next month when it's time to actually get this corn planted. So I'll see you guys here soon. I'm going to work on getting that tractor out of that barn and stuff like that. So I'll get a little bit of stuff done and I'll bring you guys back in shortly. Also before I bring you back in, all of our containers have been picked up. The guy from the Sam came over and picked all of them up, so that's great. We got all those cleared out, which is awesome. So yeah. Oh, is there just a person in there? When I put this down as a decoration, I didn't realize there's a person in there. There's a person in that one. There's no dead people on this brewery. Don't you worry. Those are mannequins. Oh gosh. Oh, that just cracked me up. Sorry, guys. All right, I'll see you guys next month. It is a beautiful April morning, and I've done some stuff. First off, we have taken a look at this, and it is the worst possible soil type through and through. So that's great. Our yield's going to be good on that. So that's fantastic. Fabulous. Obviously, as the corn is... Where am I going this way? I need to go over this way. Obviously, as we get the corn planted and the corn is growing, we can get some other things done. So let's actually just hop in the truck and do a quick little drive around the farm here. Or the brewery, I guess. It's not really a farm at this point. But obviously the distillery is going to open in May. That'll be great. And then we can get pallets and barrels and corn that we have around put into it. It's fantastic. There's like a service truck or something in there. I don't know. And back that way, I couldn't even begin to imagine what those buildings are, but I'm not worried about it. This area right here, I think if we can get this cleared out, this would be a good area for another little field. I think that would help us out quite a bit if we got some of these, you know, trucks and various things out of the way. Some of these are probably worth some money. I need to just find some people to, you know, obviously take care of them. Yeah, so that's, hopefully we can get some of that done. I can't remember because it's been so long since I recorded the first episode when I'm recording this. This wheel loader, this belongs to the people at the dump, right? Belongs to Sam. We're borrowing it. I think that's what's going on with that, if I remember correctly. I don't think it's, maybe it's leased and it's technically Sam's. Let's, what do we got for, well, I don't want to go to the vehicle list, but because then you guys will see everything we might potentially have around the farm. Though I think pretty much everything's been located. I also need to clean up that barrel, get that ready for some water use, hopefully. Yeah, this area right here actually wouldn't be a bad area for a field either, temporarily, if we can clean all this out, but this is going to take a little bit longer. Some of those pallets and things we can use, I think. But yeah, so there's a lot of stuff to get done, a lot of junk to be cleared, things to be sold. I did also call someone that's going to come take a look at it, and hopefully we'll have an answer, you know, by the end of this episode or maybe next episode. But this water pump, I want to make sure obviously the water coming out of it is clean and all good to go. So someone's going to come out and inspect it, and make repairs as needed. If it's, you know, make sure it's all up and working and good and stuff like that. But yeah, this area up here, I'm not worried about cleaning up. There's some stuff here and there, but I'm not worried about it. That field, I would love to buy. Field is extremely expensive because it comes with a bunch of land around it. We need to honestly just start making whiskey before anything else. So I think if we can get 3 fields, obviously our first one's right here, get another one right here, and then we actually, I believe we own this area out here. If we cleared some of these trees, we could put in another field. This actually could be a pretty big field over here. But I believe our property line is up to like right here. I mean, let's take a look. We can actually take a look at that. Go to here. Yeah, so our property line, if you look, I don't want this in my way there, but can I get out of that? If I go to like actually purchasing, yeah, farmland, there we go. So we went up to the road, a little bit across the road actually, but right out to the edge here. And again, I don't know what some of this stuff is out there. It's all, I mean, I know it's factories. We know it's production buildings of some kind. We can assume that because this whole thing's a production, basically. But yeah, so yeah, we own some of this land out here. We could potentially put a field here if we could clear some of these trees. And then obviously like right here, like I was saying, like a field right here wouldn't maybe be a bad idea. That's in this area right here. For the time being, those couple areas are going to be good for that. If we can get this cleared and that cleared, those will be a couple of good areas for fields. Yeah, long term, obviously, I'd like to make this kind of like a nice industrial, you know, compound doing really good farming and have really good equipment, but it's going to take us a while to build up there. Let's go ahead and get some corn planted, though. This is a nice tractor, and it fired right up. This thing works great, and I think we have some seeds right over here, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, there we go. Grab these, get these out of here. I'm stuck. Perfect. There we go. I'm sure none of that's going on the ground. But yeah, there we go. 100 liters of seed. I think there's 250 liters in those bags. One of those sets of 5 bags or whatever, but all right. Okay, this isn't going as bad as I thought it would. Actually, it's kind of a little bit wider than that thing there. It doesn't seed very quickly, obviously, but I wouldn't expect it to seed very quickly. I think that would be a little strange if it seeded super quickly. I mean, honestly, this 100 liters that we have in here is going to be plenty to do this whole field, which is kind of crazy as well. But yeah, we should be able to get this all seeded, so we have some corn growing. The next episode, hopefully we can get our distillery up and running and maybe get our first batch of whiskey on the up and up. That would be great. And I don't know how long these episodes are going to be. It might kind of vary. I just kind of have like goals that I'm trying to accomplish each episode, and if I accomplish that goal sooner or later, you know, that's kind of where we're at. Yeah, I would like to maybe get some more stuff cleared out, but the farm and get some more stuff done. I mean, there's just a lot of stuff here. Hopefully next episode we can sell off a lot more stuff, get some of the stuff cleared out, like I was saying. And yeah, I might organize those pallets, and by organize I mean convert them into actual usable pallets for production. If you get what I'm saying, wink wink, because in their current state they're just decorative placeables. Theoretically, allegedly, but obviously we could use those as pallets. So yeah, I'll work on getting some of that stuff done. But yeah, if we can we actually just need to get our whiskey rolling so we can actually start making some money. That's kind of our biggest thing right now, is we need to obviously have a source of income, which we currently do not. And this field's not going to yield that much corn, maybe a couple thousand liters if we're lucky. Um, yeah, so I mean, it's not going to be anything too crazy. There shouldn't be any weeds because we plowed it, so we won't have to worry about dealing with weeds. I think I'll go over and try to spot spray it, or try to... I don't know if that's going to help our environmental score or not, actually, so it probably won't matter. I probably won't even mess with it. But the only thing we'll have left to do is put some nitrogen down, which we can do here in a second. The little spreader, that little fertilizer spreader, actually worked really good for getting lime down on this field, because as you can see, we put lime down, so we got that pH value where it needs to be. It took a decent amount of lime, which kind of makes sense. I think it took about 500 liters of lime, which, I mean, to be honest, actually isn't that much, but when you're using little big bags of lime and stuff, it seems like more than it is. I don't know, but yeah, you get kind of what I'm saying, kind of ish, probably. But yeah, when you're using smaller bags of it, it seems like you go through it a lot faster, even if you're actually not going through it that crazy quick or anything like that. Let's finish this up, get our corn in the ground here, and then we will, I suppose I could use GPS too. I didn't really think to do that, but we got old school equipment, we don't need GPS, we're fine. Everything's great. All right, just a couple more rows here and we're gonna be done with this. We'll get some nitrogen put down so this has what it needs, and then we shouldn't have to really mess with it till harvest time. And we'll need to get our harvester fixed. I'm going to talk to Sam about getting a lead on someone that can come out and take a look at that. So I'd like to get that fixed before we get to harvest season, so we're not desperate for a harvester when that comes. But, yep, it just is what it is. We have time as well. Maybe next episode we'll be able to get one of those other areas cleared out and get another cornfield planted. I think for sure we can probably do that. Maybe at least move some of the stuff. I mean, we could push stuff around and do that sort of stuff. I don't want to really damage anything if I can avoid it. Some of that stuff that, like the vehicles that actually might be worth something, someone can come tow away. None of them start. Tried starting all of them, so none of them are starting on out here at least. But yeah, it took 5 liters of corn to get that squared away, so that was no problem there. I've just been kind of parking stuff here because it's just kind of out of the way a little bit. But we could push some stuff out of the way. We could also fill up that other bin that we have over there with trash. And then call that good, kind of get that bin hauled away, have Sam haul that one. That one's free because we gave Sam all those containers. But always the next one's going to cost $5,000 like the first one did, so. Yep, is what it is. There's just a lot of trash out here. All right, let's go grab some fertilizer. I did accidentally load some fertilizer earlier into this when I was trying to load, oh boy. I was trying to load lime, so that's why that weird big bag is there, because I had to unload it. Obviously, it can't unload back into those small bags, but if I go right here, it should put that all in there. And honestly, that should be plenty of fertilizer. Make sure automatic, yep, it's automatic. Okay. Should be able to just go out here and probably want screen on down there. Pretty widespread, actually. Yeah, it shouldn't take too long to get this nitrogen level where it should be, or where it needs to be. Not taking too much fertilizer. Okay. Go up this way. And precision farming's since been updated since I started this game save, and since it first came out. So I'm hoping a lot of the issues that people were having with precision farming have been kind of resolved, and hopefully we don't run into any of those issues. But we'll see. So far, it looks like nitrogen and at least pH values and stuff like that is actually working a little bit better and going on the fields how it should and things like that. So that's good. That's a plus. And yeah, just like that, that looks pretty darn good. Well, I'm not going to worry about unloading this. I tried to like back this in here and park stuff in here, but that clips the top right there. So can't really do that, but let's see how it's looking. Oh, I don't have the... Oops, nope, not that. I don't have the field info. I think I can turn that back on. Field info, let's turn that on. That'll be nice to have. Corn's growing. Nitrogen perfect, pH perfect. Look at that. Yeah, it's pretty, yeah. I mean, a little areas where it's not maybe exactly perfect, but for the most part, it looks like it's, ooh, nitrogen was okay, bad. Some of these areas, okay. So some of them didn't quite get it, but it's good enough, I think. I don't think that's going to affect the harvest too much as long as we have most of what we need. So, yeah, we're making really good progress. Things are happening. That's where I'm going to leave you guys for this episode. Next episode, hopefully we get our first kind of batch of whiskey brewing over here. So, yeah, if you guys are enjoying the series, please drop a like down below. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button up on the screen. You join the Farmer Cop channel and turn on your notification bell so you don't miss any future videos we may post. In addition to that, make sure you guys check out the memberships down below if you wanted an extra way to kind of help support the channel. That does help out a lot. It's not too much to be a member as well, and sometimes we do early access stuff. You get members only stuff and streams and things like that. And so, yeah, if you just wanted to support the channel, that's an option for you. But don't feel obligated to do that. Anyhow, that's what I got. I'll see you guys on the next one.